Welcome back. Well, when it comes to tennis, it's not just the match point that matters. It is the style on centre court. We're donning the sneakers, Deb.
Well, why wouldn't you? Of course, you're at the tennis after all. And since the 1800s, tennis players have treated the court a little bit like a runway. And tennis fashion, it's evolved dramatically, of course, throughout the ages. So we've taken a bit of a look.
From floor-length lace dresses to pleated skirts.
A French creation in white silk chiffon, pleats all over, with bloomer-type panties to match.
And then there's this.
I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Once upon a time, the tennis court looked very different.
Back in the 1900s, women had to wear quite cumbersome outfits to play tennis. I guess it was the fashion of the day, and also there was probably a modesty question. And obviously it would have affected their performance. I mean, it's very hard to run when you're wearing a long skirt.
And it wasn't long until comfort started changing the style, but not without its controversy.
It was Suzanne Longlon, just after World War I, who liberated women players from the long skirts worn on the courts before she appeared.
Suzanne caused a stir when she played with bare arms and a knee-length hemline. Gussie Moran's appearance at Wimbledon in 1949 wearing a short skirt, revealing a pair of frilly lace knickers, shocked the world of tennis.
Last year, Gussie had lace where a lot of people thought it shouldn't be. So the world's just dying to know what she's got where she oughtn't to have it this year.
Designer Teddy Tinling took tennis style that one step further. Ted believed the sport could accommodate its own distinctive fashions, and so it did. By the 1960s, women's uniforms were all about cinched waists, decorative prints, and feminine pleated skirts. At the height of the 1980s, outfits got considerably tighter and leaner. And as fashions evolved, players also built the confidence to bring in their own style.
We've become a lot more modern in what people wear. We're not as restricted. What we say is modest and perfectly acceptable dress standards has also changed over the years, so naturally tennis fashions have followed.
Wimbledon's long-time tradition of all white has always tempted players to push the boundaries. For several years, Andre Agassi refused to participate in the world's biggest tournament because he favoured brightly coloured apparel. And Roger Federer was chastised by the club after wearing a pair of shoes with orange bottoms. In 1985, American player Ann White caused controversy after wearing a jumpsuit. And more recently, another catsuit, worn by Serena Williams for medical reasons, was banned from the French Open.
Serena's catsuit might have shocked the authorities. They haven't seen something like this before, but I think over time it'll evolve, and anything that either is good for performance or is there for legitimate medical reasons, I think will eventually become part of the sport.
That wasn't the only time the Williams sisters have had the critics questioning their style.
Venus and Serena Williams always stand out on the court. They love fashion. I mean, Serena they're both fashion designers, actually. They both have their own ranges of fashion. And so naturally, what they choose to wear when they play, they take fashion into consideration, probably more than almost any other player.
It's not a onesie, it's not a leotard. What is it?
It's a Serena tard.
And no matter the era, fashion will continue to evolve on the court.
Sustainability, which is becoming a huge trend in fashion worldwide, is going to filter through more and more into sportswear as well.
As players take to the court today, it's fair to say each and every set will match in style.
Oh, I love the evolution of it all. It's fantastic.
Why not? It's a fun part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, and we'll see Serena out there. Wonder what she'll wear. We'll have to wait and see.